I call the regular meeting of the Milliken Board of Trustees for November 10th, 2020 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the acting town clerk please call roll?
Trustee Meisner?
Here.
Trustee Wakeman?
Here.
Trustee Trailer?
Here.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Here.
Trustee Granquist?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Here.
Mayor Austin?
Here. Okay, does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Under item number 12, discussion agenda, could we please add TDS service discussion and also Festival of Lights update?
Certainly. Any other adjustments?
I move we approve the agenda as updated.
Second.
Acting town clerk, please call roll.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
A vote.
Trustee Granquist?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion passes.
We do have a presentation during citizens' comment, and the person should be coming in shortly. We will just go ahead and do the meeting minutes. Is there any discussion of the meeting minutes for September,
Not September.
October 28th?
I'll move we approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Mayor,
Yeah.
there is a correction that does need to be made.
Oh.
The time for the start of the public hearing and the end of the public hearing are not on the minutes, so we can make those corrections.
Okay.
So another motion?
Take a motion to approve as amended.
Second. Or wait.
I'm not making the motion, you are.
So move.
Make the motion to approve the agenda with the changes of the time on the hearing.
Second.
Acting town clerk, please call roll.
Trustee Granquist?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We've got the town administrator report, interim town administrator Powell.
Yes, ma'am. Mayor and trustees. First of all, I think a big congratulations should go out to the RE5J School District for the passing of 5A and 5B. I think everybody was holding their breath, and anyway, so that'll be exciting. It's exciting news, and it'll be exciting to see it done.
Yes.
And also, what passed was the conveyance of the Milliken Water Works pole to TRPR. So I think the pole will now be in probably better hands as far as maintenance and perhaps have a net grow as well.
Great.
Streets Department has been addressing drainage issues at various areas around town. Erican Court to Alice, North Cora is being looked at. And there was drainage issues at the town shop. So Scott and his crew have been looking at all these areas. Crack sealing will be occurring over the winter months. The town will be renting a crack sealing machine and hoping for the passage of one of our own at the 2021 budget. Parks has been working on putting up Christmas lights and decorations. So hats off to them. They were out in the very cold yesterday. And Travis is loving Christmas more and more all the time. So anyway.
Are we sure he's loving it?
Probably from the glare I got across the parking lot yesterday. I'm just glad he's a nice guy because he's awfully big.
Okay.
So anyway, it's all coming together. You never know what the weather's going to be, so the sooner we get them up, we'll have them. And I think we could use a bit of cheer after the way the year's been.
Yes.
So, that's all I have.
Okay, great. All right, we'll go ahead and move back to the citizens' comment. Ms. Woodson, could you come on up? We don't need to do the spiel about 3 minutes because we're going to give you a little bit more than 3.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you. Usually I come with sowers of seeds, and although I'm going to do a quick report of that, if that's okay, after. But I wanted to bring to the attention to the board of some great news. You talked about cheer, and there's lots of really great things that are happening in the town. One of them is the collaboration between several torch organizations and also the Milliken Food Pantry. And a lot of times we can see all of the things that are happening that are heavy, and this is something that I thought you should really see. I think it'll really brighten your night. And then there is a gentleman, he went the wrong way, so I'm crossing the parking lot. That's going to give the after bit of it. His name is Derek Childs. And so if you could, were you able to get the video link? Oh, thank you so much. If you don't mind doing the video link and watching it, I'm not going to be rude. I'm just going to step out because the door's locked so I can flag him down while you're watching it.
Okay.
Our mission is hunger relief in Weld County. Normally we serve about 58,000 people a year, and we work with some 84 nonprofits, pantries, shelters. When COVID hit, all of those food drives were off the table.
We are an agency partner with Weld Food Bank. We are based out of the Presbyterian Church in partnership with the United Methodist Church in Johnstown there. Since the time we opened our doors, we know we have served between 400 and 500 families, different families.
We see a lot of grandmas raising grandkids, single moms.
As we're supplying food, they're able to pay other bills. They don't have to decide, do I buy groceries this month or do I pay my water bill?
During the pandemic, people need food. We also had difficulties finding and having enough food to be able to do what we're doing.
The grocery stores, specifically in March and April, didn't have a heck of a lot on the shelves.
We had received the phone call from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints asking what we would need.
When COVID ramped up, we realized that there were a lot of needs out there. One of our members was talking to the Presbyterian Church. She uncovered that many times the Weld Food Bank supplies their pantry. And so that got Kathy thinking that maybe she could reach out to the Weld Food Bank and understand what their needs were. We communicated with church headquarters back in Salt Lake, and we were able to donate a full semi of commodities that they really needed.
I'm talking to her on the phone, and I remember kind of stopping me in the middle of the conversation saying, Todd, I want you to tell me a big list. We have this resource that we should be able to tap into, and it was like Christmas Day, you know.
My operations staff, when they unloaded it, came in and said, come on, you got to come out here. You've got to see what's on that truck. This is all the stuff that we've been trying to get in here. It was a godsend. It truly was.
That was just awesome because it was at a time when we knew people needed a lot more than normal.
That's what I like to think that we do, is helping people who are in that short-term position, getting them back on their feet.
We believe to serve others as Jesus Christ served, and that is loving God and loving our neighbor. And we love to join with other churches in the community that are doing such great work and see where we can help and do our part.
It's such a blessing to have that outreach, to have the churches working together.
So I know it's really easy to focus on things that are hard and heavy, but I love living in this small town. I know that I've said that many times when I've come up here. I love living in this area, and I think there's lots of good people that quietly go about their duties, just lifting people where they stand. And so I wanted to introduce you to President Derek Childs. He's a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and he's also part of the Windsor Stake First Presidency. So,
Thank you. It is my pleasure to be here. I'm glad that you had the opportunity to watch this video, which kind of showcases, I think, some of the great things people are doing in the community. That's what we strive to do. We want to help do what our Savior would do if he were here. And I think that's exactly what he would do, is he would help provide for the needs of those who are in need. If they lack food or water or shelter or clothing or whatever, and whatever we could do. And in this instance, we were able to work together with a couple other churches and really impact a lot of lives. That's what we strive to do. And that's what we wanted to share with you, some of these great things and how we can help others. Anyway, thank you for your time. Because we truly do just want to serve and be like our Savior, be his hands in these small communities, because that's what makes small communities great. So if there's any needs that you see that we might be able to help out with, we would love to join together with many of these different organizations in this area and help to wrap our arms around anybody in need. There's some great things happening, and we hope to be part of that, joining hands with you, with our friends and neighbors, and walking together through these challenging times we're in. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
If you could say no to this, would it be appropriate if I did a quick report on Swords of Seeds? Should I do that?
Yes, it would be appropriate for you to do a report on sower of seeds.
Well, it kind of goes along with it a little bit.
Hi, I'm Sheila Woodson with Sowers of Seeds. I love, thank you for sharing your message. Thank you for the opportunity to share that video. Sowers of Seeds is different than, I don't want to say we're the same organization, but I appreciate the opportunity to bring that before the board. Sowers of Seeds this year, we had no idea how our event would go. All of us had a quick flip in March, and so we felt really impressed that we needed to do a food drive. The reason that I'm telling you this is because it goes back to sharing light and hope in the community. We had, in less than 24 hours, we had thrown out the idea of doing a food drive, and the towns responded, "You live in a remarkable area." We just simply do. We live among the most golden people ever. In less than 24 hours, the food drive, that's like saying, oh, we need to do a food drive, getting the notice out to people, and people showing up, over 2,000 pounds. And I always try and come up here and not cry. I'm never nervous to speak in front of such wonderful people. I'm just so touched that when my husband and we moved here 20 years ago, we never knew the caliber of people that we'd be living next to. And so 2,000 pounds of produce, then we thought, we need to do a victory garden for people. And we didn't know how that was going to turn out. We grow our own little veggies, and we had about 800 little veggie starts. And then we're like, we need to do a victory garden. People are going to need some hope, and they're going to need something to do. And they're going to need to learn how to grow things. And so we gave away 600 of those little babies, which is what we then donate for people to grow for the food pantries. We had 150 people show up for the Victory Garden. It was amazing. Amazing people in our communities. Then we thought, I think we've just killed our year. Because we only had 200 little plants, and we brought more, and we thought, we don't even know how this is going to turn out. But if we can add another 1,000 pounds to the 2,000 pounds, that's pretty good. I'm so grateful. I know I already told you this. You live among the best people ever. This year, despite giving away 600 of our little plants, we've had the most poundage of all the years that we've done it, over 14,000 pounds. who live among remarkable people. You are remarkable. Now I'm gonna go cry to myself.
Thank you very much. Okay. Alrighty, now on the action agenda, we have a public hearing for the proposed 2021 budget. Wade Nickerson, Finance Director. Since this is a public meeting, a public hearing, I am opening the hearing at 6:45 p.m.
Good evening. So I'll just give a little quick background on this. So this is a public hearing for the 2021 budget. Of course, our budget year runs January 1st through December 31st. We're going to look to adopt the budget on December 9th with revenues of about $11.7 million and expenditures of about $11.5 million. And I can take questions if there are any.
Does the board have any questions? Trustee Granquist?
None for me.
Trustee Trailer?
No, we went through everything pretty thoroughly, so no questions for me.
Trustee Meisner?
Nope, I agree with Holly. We pretty well went through it.
Trustee Wakeman?
Out of curiosity, what was our total expenditures for budgeted for 2020? Do you happen to know that? If you don't,
I don't have that.
Okay.
I believe it was 11.23 million, something like that.
6, 7.
Yeah, I think you told us early on. Yeah.
11,702.
Oh, sorry. Just wondered how we
Yeah,
compared
it's-
to last year on total. Thank you.
I could do the math and get back to you.
It's okay. I'm sure it was close.
Trustee Rodriguez, any questions?
No.
Okay,
And I have none.
takes care of that. We don't have any public questions, so I will close the public hearing at 6:47. No further questions, I'll take a motion.
I don't think we need a motion.
Motion for what?
I don't think we need a motion.
Oh, I thought we had a
There's no
motion on
motion.
this one. No motion?
Just a public hearing.
Just public hearing?
Thank you.
I move we move on to the next.
Thank you.
We can do that. It's rough because it's not Wednesday night.
Throwing us all off.
Yeah. All right, next on the agenda is an executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statutes 24-6-4024B for the purpose of legal advice. I'll take a motion.
Make a motion, we go into executive session under section 24-6-4024B of the Colorado Revised Statutes for the purpose of receiving legal advice from the town attorney on specific legal questions related to the town's contract with the town administrator, Tim Singwald, and related to possible action by the town under section 31-4-307 of the statutes with respect to the town administrator.
I second it.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Trustee Granquist,
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Trailer,
Yes.
Trustee Meisner,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes,
Motion passed.
thank you. In the session will be Trustee Granquist, Trustee Trailer, Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich, Trustee Wakeman, Trustee Meisner, Trustee Rodriguez, Interim Town Administrator Cheryl Powell, and Town Attorney Matthew Gould. I'm tired.
And yourself.
Well, yes. Sure, I'll be there. All right, we are back in session. We do not need the second executive session, so we will skip over that and move on to 11A. And I will take a motion.
I move to approve the resignation agreement with the town administrator, Tim Singwald, presented by the town attorney, and accept Mr. Singwald's resignation.
Second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
No.
Trustee Granquist?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And just a moment. So, public records may be requested from governmental agencies under the Colorado Open Records Act. And that concludes our action items. We will move on to the discussion agenda. And the first discussion item is TDS and their service level.
I got several complaints from residents in the Mad Russian asking if there's something the town can do with the issues with the service of TDS, of cable television and internet being out all the time. They're paying, a pretty good price for it, and there's been no credits or anything when the service is down. And they were just asking me as a town board member whether there's something the town can send a letter to TDS with our concerns, asking them if there's what the issues are, if there's any upgrades could be done. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if there's anything we can do.
Also, can we bring in another provider? I know Johnstown at this time is considering some sort of, so I would call it a consortium, but they are looking at going a different route that some other towns have. We might call over to Johnstown and see what they're considering as well. But I do think that the service from TDS has been very trying at best.
You ought to try to run a business.
What?
I said you ought to try to run a business and use TDS.
I know, and working from home is just difficult. So I know part of our town has CenturyLink. We've got TDS. I don't know if we can get like Comcast to come in. So there's several options there. What do you think we should, anything else what we should pursue?
I don't know if we could send a letter from the town asking, for a response to why we have so many outages in the service in our town, and see if we can get some answers, at least post it on the website to let our citizens know that, hey, here's the response we got back from TDS.
Yeah. Notwithstanding the recent cable splice that they had a splice in a fiber optic line, which I can understand.
And just for FYI, that was not TDS, that was actually higher up. I think all of northern Colorado was affected by that.
Okay.
Our business in Johnstown, we lost phones for a day because it's through TDS. I will just say on a slightly counter note, we've had, between my house and our work, 1 to 2 outages a year. Now, we don't have the TV, we just use internet. So for whatever that's worth, it was interesting that it conveniently went out starting at 5 o'clock election night all the way till the next day at noon. Whether that's irony or something else, I don't know. But that was the first major outage that I've experienced in the Walmart subdivision. So it might, we're also on different runs than some of you guys are, Mad Rush and wherever. So I'm not discounting that, but I'm just saying for me in my service, I've actually had better service there than I had at Comcast up in Windsor. For whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if the rate that they're expanding, if they're having a trouble with keeping up with the services, they add people on, and then if people call and complain, what I'm hearing is, they all of a sudden get their service bumped up, and
Right.
And then also some people find it better if they change to routers that are not TDSs. There's someone else's, like from Best Buy.
Okay, so that may be a good point. I use my own modem and my own router. I do not rent or use their equipment. So there is a factor to that. And even my network clients, I recommend they use their own equipment. But to that point, it could be just what you're saying. It could be if those of you here or elsewhere are experiencing problems in using their equipment, there might be a common factor there.
Well, and my problem is that that's our Wi-Fi in our house, and I only have so much data. So if my Wi-Fi goes out, I have to use my data on my phone, and I don't have unlimited data, like most people. So, I mean, that's another point to bring up is.
I think asking them what's, if they have any response as to what's going on with the recent outages specifically, and or what are they doing to build up redundancies and stability in their systems for the increasing demand as our community grows.
That's a good question to ask.
There you go.
Because I heard somebody else posted about the redundancies as well. It doesn't seem like they have the proper redundancies.
I think they actually acquired, it didn't used to be TDS, I can't remember the former name, Rod?
No, Rise Broadband's separate.
No, not Rise Broadband. There was
Baja.
Baja.
Yeah.
So they acquired it from Baja, and I know that Baja had a lot of the network switches, the interconnect points, get fairly old, and so TDS had to inject a bunch of upgrades at the beginning, and so I think they're still doing more of that still yet, trying to bring it back up to par. But I'd like to know what the redundancies, what are they doing to make it more stable?
Okay. I would.
Are we going to ask them to come to a meeting and answer to us, or just respond by letter?
We could invite him to one of our meetings. That ought to be.
I would love to. It might be a packed meeting.
Probably would be good it would probably be benefit for them too, to come in and let, let us know, let the community know what you're doing. Why should we continue to trust you?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, it'll get warm in this room quickly. We won't need any heat.
We'll reach out and
Yeah,
see
they may
who the
not.
contact is with TDS, and see about having someone come in. I mean, they show up when their franchise is getting close to being expired, so we'll see if we can get somebody to come in and give us an update.
When
Okay,
does ours
thanks.
expire? When does it expire?
I think they have a 20-year, 15-year franchise agreement with us, but that's about the only time you see them.
Yeah, every 15, 20 years.
I did look at that agreement a few weeks ago, and the question was whether it was exclusive, whether the other competitors could be allowed. It does not appear to be an exclusive franchise.
Yeah.
There are some terms, but it, as a general matter, it does not appear to be exclusive.
I do find it kind of curious that we don't seem to attract anybody else.
Well, I think that's because they own the infrastructure.
Right, but,
We need to get more houses, and then we will.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a distance thing, from where, say, a company like Comcast is, and how much, if they would have to put their own cabling in. And so I'm sure it's quite expensive for them, but that's worth looking into as well.
I believe there's some litigation brought to us. And I can't remember which year it was, but since I've been on the board within the last 6 years, that somebody filed a case to be able to use the transmission lines in another town, and Colorado ruled that they could if they pay a fee to the person that owns the infrastructure. And I can't remember what that case was all about, but I know it was brought to our attention here in Milliken some time ago. And I don't know if that was final ruling on that or if it went to another court. But I think that was part of the issue about not having any other service in town, was being able to utilize the transmission lines.
Right, and I don't know if CenturyLink shares any of the same with, do they, Steve?
TDS uses part of CenturyLink's network.
Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting.
DSL.
Yeah.
So, I guess reach out and ask them, come to a meeting, or
Yeah.
give us a response. Best thing we can do right now.
Would love to hear what they say.
Okay. The only other piece of business is Festival of Lights update. Festival of Lights is Friday, December 4th. We're doing a very scaled-back event. We will be doing the parade at 6 o'clock, the lighted parade. We are going to be baking over 500 mini pies. Each pie serves 2 people, and we will be handing out 2 to a family along with the cinnamon nuts. We're asking people to come down and donate either to the food bank or Santa Cops, a new unwrapped toy, or to the new hat, gloves for either children or adult. That's another collection that we're doing. So we're basically doing a give back to the community event. And then also we're going to, out here under our new Christmas tree, which is not lit yet, we will do Christmas carols out here on the steps. We're trying to figure out whether we're using glow sticks or something like that. We don't want to light people on fire. With patio heaters for a little bit of warmth, so we'll do a little bit of singing. We also, in the parking lot, will have an ice carving demonstration. People can have their pictures taken with it. And the blocks of ice should be up for a little while. I think it's Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Is that what we're doing for the ice sculpture, Nicole?
Yes, so it'll be Mr. and Mrs. Claus with their face taken out so that the children or adults can put their face
In
ice.
In ice, yep.
Just don't put your tongue on it.
Yeah.
Somebody's stuck in
So, a little bit of fun for people,
You
but
said
there
6
again,
p.m.?
It'll start at 5.
5.
The parade will be at 6. Caroling will be, we light the tree at the end of the parade, so depending upon how long the parade is, it'll probably get lit around 6:30, 6:45, and then we'll start caroling right after that. We will do very minimal things, though. We just cannot put up a tent and pack a bunch of people into a tent. It's just not going to happen this year. So, any questions on Festival of Lights? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're out. Thank you.